All India rank 13 in civil services examination and was in the batch of 2008, after which she joined Tripura cadre. She joined the Haryana cadre in July 2016 and has served as Commissioner Municipal Corporation of Faridabad and CEO Smart City Faridabad and Deputy Commissioner District Judge. Mrs. Sonal Goyal has featured top 25 women transforming India by Niti Aayog, United Nations, and MyGov in September 2016. Moreover, she was felicitated as part of 30 Web Wonder Women in March 19. She is a proud alumnus of Delhi University as she did her graduation as well as LLB from here. She has also been a speaker at various TEDx talks and she is presently posted as Special Resident Commissioner, Tripura Bhavan in New Delhi. Now, for the online felicitation, I would like to request Sonal ma'am to kindly accept an online bouquet on behalf of the President and Vice President of Lakshya, the Civil Service Club, with best wishes to our worthy guest.
Thank you so much for that.
Ma'am. So now, without any further delay, I request Sonal ma'am to kindly take over and enlighten us with her experiences and form. Now the platform is all yours, ma'am. You can take over.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaskar. A very good evening to all the participants who are attending this very important webinar today. I convey my greetings and of course congratulations to the Lakshya Civil Services Club associated with Daulat Ram College, Delhi University, to be organizing such kind of programs, such kind of webinars and online sessions, which provides insights to the young Indians, to the youth of the country. And whenever I get an opportunity to interact with young people like you are the powerhouse of our nation. So whenever I get an opportunity, I am really very excited and I'm really very elated. And I take it as an opportunity to share whatever little bit I have learned through my journey. So about me, the speaker Dimpy has already mentioned about my details. So I am 2008 batch IAS officer. I belong to Haryana and my education has been in Delhi only. I am a commerce graduate from Shri Ram College and CS LLB. So when we're talking about these administrative challenges as a civil servant, I would like to present it in parts like this, that how I entered civil services and then what have been the challenges which not only me, the administrative officers in general they face. And then because the speaker had they had requested to talk more about COVID-19 pandemic, then I would also like to talk about COVID-19 pandemic. And after I finish my deliberation, if there are any questions or any feedback or any suggestions from the participants, maybe 10 minutes or so, we can very well do that. So with that, I would like to formally start. So as a child, I remember having read the famous poem, which I am sure most of you also must have read, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost, in which he had mentioned that the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I leave and miles to go before I sleep. So this particular poem keeps on reminding all of us that whatever challenges may come, but that rhythm of life should continue. And challenges and odds, they are integral to our life, but we all need to have a response matrix. We all need to have a plan, a response matrix, or a scenario building, that what if it does not occur like this, then what should be my other course of action? What should be my plan B? Why I'm mentioning it in beginning is that we as civil servants, every now and then uh, we are exposed to so many things which we generally which we never apprehend, and then they are the challenges, they are the real life situations which we have to face, and we have no other option but to perform, because Civil services give an opportunity to connect directly with the people. Friends, uh, herein I would like to mention very briefly in maybe 2 minutes or so about how I entered into civil services, because probably that will help you to relate more to what I would say in what I would address to you all in my coming time. So when I was doing my graduation, I was in the third year, and I was also doing CS, company secretary course. I was also doing that along with my graduation. At that time, it was very much allowed. When I was in the third year, I read about civil services, and somehow it was my inner conscience, inner gut feeling that I felt that civil services would give me a platform to connect with the people and to do something for the society. Till that time, I had always in my mind that I would join private sector. My father is a chartered accountant. I have a elder sister who was also doing CA at that time. She had completed her graduation. तो मेरे भी माइंड में यही था कि मैं भी एक प्राइवेट सेक्टर की या तो जॉब में जाऊंगी या अपना कुछ प्रैक्टिस सेटअप करूंगी. But then when I came across civil services, I felt that this is something which I need to try. This is something which would give me access to people, give me an opportunity to connect to the masses and do something for the nation. But when I discussed this with my parents, especially my father, they became very apprehensive. First and foremost, you can understand that Haryana may, I'm talking way back in around 2003-4. So not many opportunities were being given to the girl child, in the sense ki graduation kar lijiye and then you are supposed to be married, and then it is up to you after your marriage how you and your spouse have the equation, and then you carry your married life, your family life. So when I talked about civil services, lot of apprehensions came. Firstly, कि this exam is very tough, selection होगा या नहीं, कितने साल पढ़ना होगा, and then even after selection, which rank will I get, which service I will get after service allocation, which cadre I would get, and then how would I settle with my family and personal life. So all these apprehensions came into the minds of my parents, especially my father. But then when I had a continuous dialogue of say around 5 to 6 months, I said, "Ki you give me at least one chance. I actually need to do this." So my father said, "Okay, if you want, you do this, but you should have a plan B in life." So he always advocated that every child should become financially independent in future, and especially for females. He at that time he had suggested that आपको करना है तो आप कीजिए, but you should have a plan B in life. So for example, if you invest 2 years in your civil services preparation, so if you don't clear civil services, then what further would you like to do? What further is your option available? So taking that advice, I completed my graduation in 2003. I completed my CS in 2004. And in 2004 itself, I enrolled myself for LLB for Delhi University. I gave entrance, I got selected. I got admission into law faculty of law. And in the same year, 2004 itself, I started my preparation for civil services, because I knew that time available to me is very limited. I don't have many number of years available. So this was the time I started preparation. I also started my part-time job as company secretary, because I wanted to earn at least a little bit for my own self, for financing my studies. So from 2004 to 2007, these three things were parallel in my life. Civil services preparation was the focus, attending law classes, which was a regular course, and of course my part-time job as a CS. I appeared for civil services examination first attempt in 2006. I cleared up to second stage, so I wrote mains, but I did not get an interview call. So that was a time there was a lot of demotivation, confusions, self-doubt, non-clarity. But then I reconsoled myself, and मैंने सोचा कि अब जो next attempt देना है वो ऐसे देना है कि I should not be having any repentance on my own self. So I did whatever I could, and in 2007 when I gave the examination, of course the final result was announced in 2008. So I cleared civil service examination with All India rank 13 in 2008. By that time, my LLB was also complete. So friends, that was a journey that was prior to my joining civil services. And when I joined civil services, I went to Lavasna, Mussoorie for my training in 2008, September 2008. And in December 2008, our cadres were announced, and I was allocated to Manipur Tripura cadre. At that time, Manipur Tripura was a joined cadre. And then I joined Tripura in June 2009 for my training and then further postings. It was a different ball game, because I had always stayed in the northern part of the country. I was supposed to work all throughout my life, or if not all throughout my life, major part of my life as an administrative officer, as an IS officer in northeastern part of the country. When I joined the state, there were a lot of dissimilarities. There were a lot of new things which I could see. The language Bengali spoken there, the culture, the customs, food habits. And initially, I would not deny that I faced many problems because I was also staying alone there. But then when I started working, when I started accepting those challenges, it became more of a learning experience, and I received people support. I received support of the senior officers, the local people, my administrative officers wherever I was posted, and I worked in almost all the capacities from 2009 to 2016. Tripura Mein, I worked in all the capacities. I worked in field as SDM, as OSD, as ADM. I worked in Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan Labor department. I worked as DM and collector Gomti, and very satisfying experience I could get. And then 2016 July, I came to Haryana on inter-cadre deputation. I spent around 4 years with state of Haryana, and then I am now back to my parent cadre, government of Tripura. So, friends, these 13 years of service in government, they have taught me lot many things. And as we say that crisis does not build character, it reveals it. So all these tough situations in life have actually built my character. They have actually remolded my orientation, and I have learned so many things which I think not everybody gets an opportunity, especially people in private sector. And when we are talking about uh, being in government, there are inherent challenges that because the topic also today says the administrative challenges as a civil servant. So I would like to mention a little bit about the challenges. So first and foremost, which you all also appreciate, is the political will or the political influences or maybe the political interferences. So you are supposed to work in a paraphernalia wherein if you are an SDM, there would be an MLA, there would be an MP. If you are a district magistrate, of course, you will have some state ministers, you will have chief ministers, and you will have various people at the political levels, starting from the panchayat up to the state government level. So I am not saying that everybody is having wrong intentions, but the only thing is that sometimes their orientation and your orientation does not match. Even though now today we are having so many young politicians, so many educated politicians, and of course because वो चुनाव लड़के आए हैं, they have a separate kind of mandate, but not everybody is ill intended. So what is required is that you have to balance, you have to strike a balance between the political and the administrative wing. That is very important, and if you are able to do that, you are actually, if you are able to convince them that this is the right way of doing it और इसको ऐसे करना है, इसको करने से public का भी फायदा होगा, they also come into your support. So that is also very important to understand that not every politician is bad और हमेशा वो गलत ही नहीं बोलते हैं. कई बार उनका काम करने का तरीका अलग होता है, हमारा काम करने का तरीका अलग होता है, but it is more of how you work in tandem for delivering public service, for delivering public justice and public good, doing public good. So that is a very important thing. Then other very important thing is that we are having a system in which our own postings, our own jobs are transferable. So we don't have generally control of our postings, and it may so happen that आपकी आज posting हुई है and in another 4, 5, 6 months you are getting transferred. So it badly affects your professional uh, initiatives, in the sense कि if you don't have stability, आप कुछ भी initiative शुरू करते हो, अगर आपको बीच में ही ट्रांसफर किया जाता है, you are not able to take it to a logical conclusion, or for that matter you are not able to make it sustainable. For taking any innovation, for taking any new thing, any new initiative, it is very important that it is sustainable, and for that it should be carried on even after your transfer. So when this system suffers from frequent transfers over which the officer generally has no control. So, on one hand, professionally, it is an issue, and on the other hand, also the family life of the officer is also affected. So, we are having unstable family life, and to add to that, not only the officer but also the spouse, the kids, the parents, at least the immediate family members who are staying with that officer, they also are affected to an extent. And of course, the working hours are unlimited. I know that working hours in even in private sector are unlimited. There's a lot of competition, but for that matter, for our service, what happens more is that you have sometimes on weekends you will have a VVIP visit, you will have a protocol duty, you'll have elections, or you will have any kind of emergency situation, law and order issue. So it is not very easy to take a off, take a holiday. So this issue of managing the personal and professional life, that is also very important, which a civil servant needs to manage, and it is ultimately giving time to both, which will help you in your long run. अगर आप किसी भी एक aspect को neglect करोगे, ultimately you will be losing on some part or the other. So it is very important that you should have a balance in personal and professional life. Of course, we as officers, we work in dynamic paraphernalia in which we have nowadays media, including the very volatile social media. We have judiciary, we have other services like the police, we have all other exposures. So the paraphernalia जिसमें पहले काम किया जाता था, if we talk now say 10 years down the line, क्योंकि मुझे around 13 years हो गए सर्विस में, तो even me my own self, I am feeling the change in the way civil services are delivering. Civil servants are expected to perform. There are a lot of monitoring there because of all these digital initiatives. On one hand, it is very good that citizens are getting benefit, but on the other hand, it sometimes creates too much of a pressure in the sense कि रात को ही WhatsApp पे you are asked to submit that information. Earlier there was a time gap available, but now everything becomes so urgent. So that is also very important thing, that sometimes you are not able to concentrate on very important long-term issues, and you are just busy in having a firefighting approach on solving day-to-day basis issues. So this is also one thing, that short-term versus long-term planning, strategy, and your vision orientation of working in the system, that also balance needs to be made in. And of course, if we talk about the working of an IS officer or working of any other civil servant, you have to take many a times instant decisions. Instant decisions ऐसे होंगे जो आपको immediate situations face करनी है, कोई law and order issue है, and sometimes you will not have anybody to suggest you. Of course, you will have your team, but it is ultimately your own thinking, your own orientation, and what you feel right and justified. Because whatever I have always felt, कि whatever decision I take, I should be responsible for this. I should not be blaming it in future कि उन्होंने कहा था तो मैंने ऐसे किया, या इन्होंने कहा था तो मैंने ऐसे किया. So this is very important thing, that you should have faith, and you should have courage to take the decisions in the right intention. And if there is anything in future, if there is any problem in future, you are responsible for whatever is the fallout of that decision. So friends, as an administrative officer, frequent transfers, political interventions, political influences, unstable family life, then pressure from various forces like civil society organizations, NGO, judiciary, media, social media, citizen groups, and this dynamic paraphernalia. These are all the challenges which we as officers face on almost a daily basis, but not to discourage, because I am sure that there would be some of you who might be thinking of appearing for civil services, because 10 lakh plus aspirants हर साल फॉर्म भरते हैं सिविल सर्विसेज के प्रीलिम्स देने के लिए यूपीएससी का. So I'm sure, but there are various there are various pros associated with this job. So it gives you an opportunity to connect to the society, to connect to people, opportunity to work in such a paraphernalia जिसमें आपको already एक set systems मिल रहे हैं. So as an SDM, you will be in charge of a subdivision. As a district magistrate or collector, जो कि generally 5 to 6 years of service में बन जाते हैं, you are in charge of that entire district, and you will have, if not more, at least 100 of schemes, at least 90 or 100 schemes of all the departments, including line departments, to implement. So you can do lot many things which opportunity is being given by civil services, which is not given by any other, I think, any other service in the country till date. And of course, you are working at the grassroots level, and you get to impact. You get an opportunity to impact at the life of the masses. So these are the, I think, these are the challenges which I would like to mention as a civil servant now, because the team had requested me to speak more on COVID-19. So friends, if we talk about COVID-19 pandemic, since last March 2020, humanity has faced this challenge of COVID-19 pandemic, and the way it has impacted everybody's life, I think nobody amongst us had ever imagined that ऐसा कुछ कोरोना वायरस आएगा. और कोरोना वायरस आने से इनिशियली हम लोगों को लगा कि लॉकडाउन हुआ है, शायद सिचुएशन विल improve. But the way COVID-19 pandemic wave 1 impacted, there were deaths, there were losses in everybody's family. And then furthermore, when COVID-19 pandemic wave 2 impacted all of us this year, we have seen the toll had even increased. So jahan pe number of cases first wave mein, they were coming like 1 lakh plus per day. In second wave, the cases crossed even 4 lakh per day. The cases reported were even 4 lakh per day. So the amount of challenge which COVID-19 pandemic posed to us as officers, there was, frankly, friends, last year there was a lot of non-clarity. We were supposed to cater to a multitude of issues. So the issue was that immediately there was a lockdown announced. When the lockdown was announced, we were not having our own staff, our own people, the junior staff, because they were generally using public transport to commute to the offices. At that time, last year, I was posted in Gurugram. So public transport was not applying. So it was not possible for everybody else to get permission and use their private vehicles to come to the offices. So even we were operating at the minimum level of minimum strength of the staff to come to the office physically. Systems were being turned digital. So there was a challenge of catering to multitude of issues, which was not only addressing the our own office work, but also helping the people. Health infrastructure got under so much tremendous pressure. There were a lot of demands, especially in COVID-19 pandemic wave 2, for hospital beds, oxygen beds, ventilators, medicines, injections. So these facilities were all created, but they took time. And we had no other option but to be agile. We had no other option but to be collaborative, and we had no other option than to be innovative. So bureaucracy also turned, I think, agile, innovative, and collaborative. And the ring of service, there was a ring. I mean, everybody was under so much pressure and moral pressure also कि हमें जो best हम कर सकते हैं वो best करना है. But there was a lot of non-clarity on many issues, including e-office. So I was working in an organization जहाँ पे पहले से ही it was an e-office based establishment. I was working at that time as CEO GM CBL City Bus Service, and I was additional CEO GMDA. So GMDA is Gurugram Metropolitan Development Authority. So luckily we were already having that e-office system, but still there were a lot of things which we were not clear of. There was the issue of migrant workers. So the issue of migrant workers was like we had in Gurugram, I think not less than 2 lakh people who were there as migrant laborers from different parts of the country, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and immediately there was this lockdown announced. So we had to rehabilitate. We had to provide them lodging. We had to provide them boarding, lodging, fooding. So administration also evolved on its own, and thankfully we received help not only from the government authorities, but also we received help from the citizens, from the organizations, from the NGOs, civil society organizations, who came forward to feed the people living in slum areas, to feed the people living in rural areas, to feed the people living in all these labor homes, जहाँ पे भी हमने shelter homes जहाँ पे उनको रखा था. And then when this lockdown was unlocked phase wise, then of course there was this movement of migrant workers, and unko jab transport karna tha, tab bhi there were a lot of things which came, and all of these things were being done on first time, like nobody in administration had ever thought of. And we could all do this because of two three very important things. The first thing was that we all developed a team spirit. हम लोगों को लगा कि there is no other option now, and we all should work in tandem. We all should work in coordination. So this working in team spirit became essential. Also, shifting more towards digital initiatives. So I was last time in charge of the hospital administration, on part of administration, the hospital machinery supervision I was in charge of. So it was not, I started visiting few hospitals, but it was not physically possible to visit each and every hospital day and night. So we started these online meetings with the hospital in charges, with the hospital supervisors. We made WhatsApp groups to coordinate. And through that, what happened was that if there was any issue of an urgent nature, that was being solved, that was being coordinated on an immediate basis. So usse that decision making, that response mechanism became so quick. And that is one thing which I think COVID-19 pandemic had taught all of us, that we all need to be collaborative, we all need to work in teams, we all need to have that team spirit and have that faith and confidence in each other कि कोई भी कोई काम कर रहा है तो वो well intention से कर रहा है, and we all need to support whatever we can do. So friends, herein I would like to mention few of the initiatives which we took as part of the Gurugram administration. So I was in charge of the city bus, I mentioned in my initial remarks. So because public transport band tha, we had around 150 buses which were there lying in our two depots. So I thought, my team thought, ki how should we utilize these buses which are lying idle otherwise, and we would be otherwise paying some amount of money to the concessionaires जिनसे हमने वो buses को लिया हुआ है. So we thought that let us put them to use. So we converted few of the buses to mobile grocery stores. So we had a coordination with MCG Municipal Corporation, and we started running mobile grocery stores to supply essential daily items to the people living in apartments, people living in societies, people living in colonies on need basis. So वहाँ से request आती थी, and we were supplying items of daily need, grocery, fruits, vegetables, सब उनके पास जा रहा था, because in any case we were ensuring that people are enforcing lockdown, people are following lockdown. So we wanted minimum movement of people when the lockdown was there. So we used these buses for the grocery shops. We also use these buses for transportation of the medical teams, the transportation of medical teams from hospital to different locations. We also use these buses for transportation of patients also to the various quarantine centers. And also one bus was converted into a mobile COVID-19 test facility, mobile COVID-19 testing facility. Also one bus was converted into a sample collection bus. So various initiatives were taken, and along with that, if I talk about GMDA and Gurugram Metropolitan Development Authority, they had an IEEE Integrated Command and Control Center, which had around 300 cameras set up across the city Gurugram. So we converted this IEEE into a war room, into a COVID-19 surveillance room, a COVID-19 war room, in which live feed was coming from all 300 cameras across the city, and police department was using it for ensuring surveillance, for enforcing lockdown. Health department was taking information from this, the corporation was taking information from this, the pollution control department. So there was a very good coordination. We almost had almost, if not daily, then almost every second we used to there was a meeting under the chairmanship of the divisional commissioner, and the way frontline corona warriors. So I would really like to appreciate the role which the corona warriors, not only the hospital staff, not only the health workers have displayed, also the police, the people working in sanitation, the corporation staff, sanitation workers, people in administration at various levels. They had actually worked day and night. And just to mention a few more examples, like I talked about GMDA. So they developed this ICCC as COVID-19 war surveillance room. They also developed this app, GMDA app, which had all the information for hospital beds availability, how many beds are available, how many are ICU beds, oxygen beds. This all data was available. Then how many patients are already admitted, how many are vacant beds, and then they had information not only for Gurugram. They had this information for the entire state of Haryana. This was scaled up, and this information was then available for entire government of Haryana. So there were many digital initiatives further, the starting up of telemedicine, the telemedicine facility. There was this app which I already mentioned. There was also this online grievance redressal mechanism which was started. So all these things I am mentioning, friends, because all this thing was done for the first time. They were all need based solution which are even existing today. तो जिस तरीके से हमने इनोवेट किया, जिस तरीके से उस सिचुएशन में, इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन में हमने काम किया, हमने इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन में हमने situation को response किया, and we of course we got support of all the stakeholders, whether it was public private sector people, whether it was individuals, whether it was the civil society organizations. Everybody helped. And COVID-19 pandemic has actually helped us to bridge the gap between physical and digital. And we all, आप लोगों का जैसे सबका students का studies जो है, even my daughter, she is in class 4. Her education, your education, the classes are being conducted online. So this gap between physical and digital is being reducing, and we are getting more aware about the use of digital technology. We have seen so many advancements in the health sector. We have seen how much importance we are giving now to our physical and mental health. Till date, I think till COVID-19 pandemic, nobody appreciated ki how much important is the physical and mental health. But जब से ये pandemic आया, everybody is now more conscious. We are giving more importance to our mental health also. And of course, जितना भी services है, we are trying to have more and more e-governance based services. So e-governance based services, like under Digital India, we have so many facilities available under National Portal of India, Aadhaar, filling and payment of taxes online, digital land management systems, then Arogya Setu app. I'm sure everybody would be having it downloaded to your mobile phones. And even today we are using it. COVID-19 feedback form, and then MyGov and Kobhara. All these initiatives which have been taken in the country in last, say, one and a half years, they are really appreciative. And if I would also like to mention here briefly about the vaccination. We saw last month Honorable Prime Minister of our country, he announced that India has crossed that 100 crore vaccination mark. 100 vaccination mark, I think 20th October or 21st October, some it was like that. So that was a historic landmark of 100 crore vaccination, and this was possible due to the effort of every stakeholder. This was possible due to the effort of the healthcare workers, the administrative officers, the people working in the field, the panchayat, people living in the panchayat, rural areas. So there was a Jan Bhagidari. There was this community collaboration which has been seen. And because I'm working in Tripura now, so there are still some areas which don't have proper roads to travel. The health workers, the Anganwadi workers, they did duty and they reached to to those people to ensure that they are fully vaccinated. So this kind of spirit, this kind of participation, community mobilization, which we have seen in our country during COVID-19, I think that is an example, that is exemplary, and we all should take pride on that. But it is also very important that we all should not forget that COVID-19 pandemic is still not over. So whatever are the COVID-19 appropriate behavior protocols that we need to follow, use of face mask, sanitizer, avoid social distancing, all these still are need to be followed till COVID-19 is formally announced to be totally over. So friends, I tried to mention some challenges about COVID-19 here. Now I would, towards the end of my deliberation, I would just like to mention one or two more points, that as a woman administrator, sometimes people ask me कि आप महिला हैं, so do you feel any difference, or do you feel that women administrators have furthermore challenges, या उनकी लाइफ में और भी ज्यादा दिक्कत होती है? So I would like to I generally say it like that women administrators are at par, but there are some positions, some positions still, some postings still in the government, which are favorably being given to officers. Of course, I'm not denying to the fact that now many female officers are being posted at various senior levels in the government. They are becoming secretaries to Government of India. They are becoming chief secretaries of various states. But still, there are some postings which are being preferably manned by the male officers. And one very important thing is that for women officers, for women administrators, sometimes their family and professional life, sometimes their personal and professional life do not move in tandem with each other. So once you get married, you will definitely tend to have children. So as a woman, you have to carry the baby, you have to give birth to the child, and at least for a few months or a year or even more, the child would need mother's care and support in form of breastfeeding and all such care which the child needs. So this a woman cannot neglect. So this is the natural cycle which we all go through as women, and many a times it becomes difficult to manage both the things, because जो आपका initial stage of career है, उसी stage of career में आपका marriage हो रहा है, उसी stage of career में you are having kids also, your child also. So managing both the aspects sometimes become difficult. But yes, we have seen women balancing both the fronts, so meticulously, so effectively, and it is very important to support them. It is very important that whenever we see a woman needs our support, not only in government, I'm not talking in government, uh, it is also for the women working across various sectors, working in private sector, in any other capacity as an entrepreneur. Wherever you see such women who are willing to rise and who are willing to give their best to the society, it is our moral responsibility to support them. So friends, I would not like to stay further. I have already spoken more than, I think, 30 minutes or so. If there are any questions, I would like to say towards the end, I would only say a message to our young people. Swami Vivekananda ji had rightly said that all power is in with you, and you can do anything and everything. So in that, and do not believe that you are weak. So all power is in with you, and you can do anything and everything, and believe in that. And we all know that the gem cannot be polished without frictions, and a human being cannot be perfected without trial. So do not be afraid of your failures. Rise to the challenge, and always be optimistic. I've always felt that कुछ life में अच्छा होगा. I think I was reading the comment. So somebody had mentioned कि how do you keep yourself motivated during the bad days. So friends, I also get demotivated, I also get dejected. But the most important thing which I always remember is that you have to be optimistic. So if you stay optimistic, ultimately there would be some way out. So do not limit your challenges, challenge your own limits. Your limits are boundless, and it is only up to you to discover, to respond, and to challenge whatever is prevailing around you, and to bring that mark in the society, and of course to serve the nation and to help the people around you. So I think these were the remarks from my own side. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, maybe 10 minutes or so, I can take the questions.
Right, ma'am. So thank you so much, first of all, for your enriching words. And I think we all can agree that a woman IAS, a daughter, a wife, a mother, I mean, you have done it all and excelled in every field and has become a huge inspiration for the youth over the years. And we are truly inspired and motivated from your wonderful thoughts. We surely learned a lot from your valuable experience, which is of more than a decade, which is so amazing in itself. And all these years of brilliant service from your side simply shows the dedication, the consistency, and hard work that you have put towards the nation. So it was an absolute pleasure to listen to you. And now I would like to just read out some questions from the audience, and we would love to hear your answers on them. Um, okay, so the first one you have already answered, which was, what is that? What is it that keeps you motivated on a bad day? So we'll skip that. Right. The next question is from Sakshi, and she asks that, ma'am, there were so many innovations, but still the situation was on face very frightening. People were not getting beds, and the situation showed many worst aspects of the hospitals, lack of availability of resources, and the problems of workers. What's your take on the initiatives that government should take to improve to tackle with such unexpected situations?
I agree that situation was frightening, and to an extent, if I remember correctly, in mid of April. So I am presently based in Delhi. So in mid of April, and towards the third and fourth week of April until mid of May, there was surge in the number of cases all across the country and especially in NCR also. So even me in my own official capacity and my personal capacity, we received lot many calls for admission of patients in the hospitals, availability of oxygen beds, availability of ventilator beds. So, friend, I agree that maybe India had not foreseen that kind of a demand coming in so quickly. So, हमारा जो infrastructure था वो इतना equipped नहीं था. But I would also like to mention one point that there were lot of actions taken to scale up the facilities immediately. So you saw that DRDO build up its facilities. DRDO ने अपने hospitals create किए, paramilitary forces ने create किए, administration ने create किए, oxygen plants were being set up all throughout the country. त्रिपुरा में भी इतने सारे ऑक्सीजन प्लांट्स बने, हरियाणा में, दिल्ली में. So I agree there was an issue, but yes, our response was also to that. And if you talk about the preparedness कि ऐसा कुछ भी चीज फ्यूचर में आए तो उसको फेस करने के लिए क्या जरूरी है, there is no other option than to create capacity. We need to create adequate infrastructure, we need to create health infrastructure, and there is other alternative to that. So already I am, as we have seen the reports, many of the states ने already health infrastructure पे अपना जो investment है in this year, they have increased their annual budgets, and intermediary steps were also taken by various stakeholders. So many organizations, RWAs ने अपना community center में hospitals नहीं, they created these quarantine facilities. So these were so many things which were being done all across the country, and we have no other option but to keep scaling the health infrastructure. That is the most important thing. Yes.
Right, ma'am. I definitely agree with you. Okay, so the next question is from Anjani. She asks, how do you deal with the mental pressure which comes with your position?
फ्रेंड्स, मेंटल प्रेशर हर सर्विस में है, हर नौकरी में है। आप खुद का बिजनेस भी करेंगे, एंटरप्रेन्योर भी बनेंगे तो उसमें भी रहेगा। मेंटल प्रेशर तो आपको एज अ स्टूडेंट भी होगा, आई एम श्योर। व्हेन आई वाज इन स्कूल इवन वी हैड मेंटल प्रेशर, so mental pressure would always be there. So my only advice to all of you is that you should know your strength and weaknesses. थोड़ा सा अपने बारे में हमें पता होना चाहिए। वी शुड बी सेल्फ कॉन्शियस, किस चीज से हमें खुशी मिलती है, किस चीज से हमें हम दुखी होते हैं, किस चीज से हमें परेशानी होती है, उसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए। और इट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट टू गिव इम्पोर्टेंस टू योर मेंटल हेल्थ. योर मेंटल हेल्थ इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. सो डेवलप सम हॉबीज, डेवलप सम इंटरेस्ट एरियाज जिससे यू फील मोटिवेटेड, जिससे यू फील हैप्पी एंड इलेटेड. और ये जो भी आपके पास में जो लोग हैं, आपके फैमिली हैं, आपके फ्रेंड्स हैं, उनसे बात कीजिए. सो देयर इज नथिंग जिसका सॉल्यूशन ना हो. ऐसा हो सकता है कि इसका सॉल्यूशन आपको अभी नहीं समझ आ रहा, but there would be some point of in life, there would be some point of time there in which you will have some solution. कुछ वे आउट निकलेगा. सो डू नॉट बी डिमोटिवेटेड. अगर कोई चीज ऐसे एक्स के तरीके से नहीं हो रही है तो वाई के तरीके से जरूर होगी. माई ओनली रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू इज कि पेसिमिस्ट नहीं बनना है लाइफ में. नेवर बी पेसिमिस्टिक, ऑलवेज बी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. देयर इज n number of opportunities available in life to do lot many things. If you allow, can we take last question? Actually I had some other meeting at 5:30, my
Yes,
official.
sure, ma'am.
So
Yes,
it's
yes,
already 5:20.
definitely.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just ask a very common question here, which is um, any words of motivation for all the aspirants out there, a message for the youth.
Message for the youth is, I always like to say that you are the powerhouse. I said in the initial remarks also कि you are the powerhouse, and on the way you develop your thinking, on the way you develop your orientation, the progress and development of our nation would be dependent on your own growth. So do not limit your challenges, challenge your own limits. We should all challenge our own limits, be optimistic, and believe in yourself. That is very important. And if you are positive, and I always use an acronym dream. I would expand it for you all. So diligence, resilience, ambition, motivation. Diligence, resilience, excellence. Sorry, I forgot one point. Diligence, resilience, excellence, ambition, and motivation, or excellence or energy, whatever you say. So diligence, resilience, energy, ambition, motivation. I have always tried to follow them. There are 4 P's जो मैं प्रिपरेशन के टाइम पे, अगर कोई मेरा इंटरव्यू पढ़ेगा, जब मैंने सिलेक्शन हुआ था, तो 4 P's मैं उस टाइम से माइंड में रखती हूँ. पैशन, पेशेंस, परसिवरेंस एंड पॉजिटिव आउटलुक. पैशन, पेशेंस, परसिवरेंस एंड पॉजिटिव आउटलुक. These are very important. And in the end, it is your own self belief. It is your own सेल्फ मोटिवेशन. आपका खुद पे विश्वास, आपके खुद के एफर्ट्स, आपको लाइफ में क्या करना है, ये माइंड में क्लैरिटी, और आप ऐसा क्या करो जिससे आपका ही नहीं फायदा हो रहा लेकिन आपके आसपास के लोगों का फायदा हो रहा है. यू आर ऑल्सो एबल टू हेल्प आउट द पीपल, यू आर ऑल्सो एबल टू हेल्प द सोसाइटी एंड डू सम मीनिंगफुल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन टू द नेशन. दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. आई थिंक हम सब लोगों को सोचना चाहिए और उस पर काम करना चाहिए. सो दिस इज माई रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, wherever possible, be part of the government initiatives. बहुत सारे फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है, सर्व शिक्षा अभियान, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ अभियान, जल शक्ति अभियान, सेव एनवायरनमेंट, सेव एनर्जी. बहुत सारे ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जिसमें आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान, इनोवेशन मिशन, जिसमें आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, गवर्नमेंट का हेल्प कर सकते हैं. यू कैन एक्चुअली हेल्प in making change in the society. So wherever possible, in whatever capacities you can, help out each other, become pillars of support, and be part of writing this nation's growth story. I think this is my message and my request to all of you. I think, yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a motivating message to all of us. Thank you. So, since we are running out of time, I would like to quickly request our Vice President, Ms. Harshika Ranglani, to come over and give the vote of thanks.
I would like to really thank you, ma'am, so for taking out so much time for us from your busy schedule, and your words have really encouraged all of us. And I'm sure everybody, have has taken something from you, and we're all really inspired. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming
Thank
here.
you. It was my pleasure as well. And my apologies, I was delayed by 5-7 minutes. I was actually in an official program at Pragati Maidan to the today's Tripura State Day celebration. So I was there, and then I just reached office at 4:30, and I logged in immediately. And again, I have some other program lined up. So friends, it was very nice interacting with you all. My best wishes to your entire team. आप लोग अच्छा कीजिए, खुश रहिए, हंसते रहिए। और अगर कुछ भी ऐसा माइंड में कंफ्यूजन्स हैं, डू टॉक टू ईच अदर। इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू कंसल्ट ईच अदर। अपने पेरेंट्स, अपने मेंटर्स से एडवाइस लीजिए। डू नॉट स्ट्रेस योरसेल्फ अननेसेसरली। बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस को पाइल अप करके it is always harmful. Never do that. Stay happy, stay healthy, and do something good for the society. Thank you so much. And friends, अगर सिविल सर्विसेज के बारे में कुछ आप लोगों को जानना है, क्योंकि आज इवन दो सिविल सर्विसेज क्लब had organized this webinar, but the topic was not entirely about civil services preparation, so I did not talk about that. But if any one of you is willing to know about that, so I have my YouTube channel and Facebook page by the name of Sonal Goel IAS. आप लोग वहां जाके भी उसमें वीडियोस मेरे जनरली अवेलेबल रहते हैं। वहां जाके भी यू कैन टेक एन आइडिया of whatever experience I have shared over there. So thank you so much, and my best wishes to the entire team. Thank you. Namaste. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, if we could save